Welcome to Ultimate Arena. Today, we're tackling a topic that's both urgent and hopeful, HIV prevention. Becky, the numbers are staggering. Countries like South Africa have nearly 9.4 million people living with HIV. What jumps out to you when you see stats like these?
It's hard to wrap your head around. When you realize Tanzania, Mozambique, and Nigeria each have millions affected, you see just how global this crisis is. The burden isn't just numbersets, families, communities, entire nations shaped by HIV.
Absolutely, and what's especially striking is the concentration. Over 65% of those living with HIV are in the WHO African region. That's not just a medical issue, it's an equity issue.
Right, and it highlights why new prevention tools aren't just about science, they're about justice, which makes today's discussion about a new annual injection so much more exciting.
Before we get to the new treatment, let's talk about what people are doing now. PrEP as a daily pill has been a literal lifesaver, but it's not perfect. What are the main hurdles you've seen, Becky?
Well, consistency is a huge one. Imagine trying to remember your vitamin every day now, make it life or death. Miss a few doses, and your protection drops. Plus, stigma and access issues make it harder in many communities.
And for some, even newer options like injections every 8 weeks are tough. Not everyone can get to a clinic that often, especially in rural or underserved areas.
Exactly. The more frequent the schedule, the higher the chance someone falls off. That's where these long-acting solutions could really change the game.
So here's the big news. Scientists are testing an annual HIV prevention shot, Lenacapavir, just one jab a year. Becky, what makes this drug different from anything we've seen before?
Think of Lenacapavir like a super cautious bouncer at the club, except the club is your cells. Instead of attacking the virus after it's inside, this drug blocks HIV from even getting started.
I love that analogy. It's such a shift from our usual cleanup after the mess approach. Instead, we're saying, no entry, move along.
Exactly. And because it lingers in the body for over a year, it's like hiring a bouncer on a 12-month contract, not just for the weekend.
Let's geek out a bit. How does Lenacapavir actually pull off this year-long protection? Can you break down what's happening at the cellular level, but keep it friendly for non-scientists?
Sure. Most HIV meds block the virus after it's already inside your cell, like cleaning up a spill. Lenacapavir works earlier. It prevents the virus from copying itself by locking up part of its structure, so it can't unpack its suitcase, so to speak.
So if HIV is a hacker, Lenacapavir is like a firewall that never sleeps. And the first phase I trials showed the drug sticks around in the body for over 56 weeks. That's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And that long half-life is what makes the annual dosing possible. It's a technical leap that could make prevention simpler than ever.
So, the first big hurdle safety testing. 40 volunteers received the shot and the results were published in The Lancet. What did we learn from this early phase, Becky?
No major side effects, no alarming complications. The participants tolerated the injection well, and the drug was still active in their systems a year later. That's a huge green light for moving forward.
It's like getting your car through its first crash test with flying colors now. It's ready for the open road, or at least the next round of trials.
Exactly. And it gives researchers the confidence to expand testing to larger and more diverse groups.
If this drug's so promising, why isn't everyone already using these kinds of treatments? What are the biggest barriers to PrEP right now, especially in places most affected by HIV?
Unfortunately, access is often dictated by geography, policy, and stigma. PrEP isn't universally available sometimes. It's not stocked in clinics, or it's hard to get in prisons, online, or community pharmacies, as Richard Angel pointed out.
And even where it's available, not everyone feels comfortable asking for it. There's still a lot of fear and misunderstanding around HIV risk.
That's why an annual discreet shot could help. It lowers the hassle factor and might help those who feel judged for seeking out daily pills.
Let's imagine a world where Lenacapavir is available everywhere. What kind of impact could that have on HIV prevention, especially in countries with the highest rates?
If we make this annual shot the norm, we could see huge jumps in uptake. Fewer clinic visits, less stigma, more people protected. Especially in places like Kenya or Uganda, where healthcare resources are stretched, this could be a lifesaver.
And from a public health perspective, it reduces the logistical nightmare of tracking daily pill adherence. More people stick with it, more communities are protected.
Plus, the scalability is off the charts. Health systems could bundle it with annual checkups or vaccination drives.
Equity's a huge theme here. How do we ensure this breakthrough doesn't just benefit the privileged few?
We need to prioritize rollout in high-burden regions and marginalized groups, think sex workers, people in prison, or rural communities. It's about meeting people where they are, not making them jump through hoops.
The goal is to close those gaps in access, not widen them. And as Mr. Angel highlighted, clinics and governments need to get ready now, not wait until the drug's approved.
Exactly. It means funding sexual health services, training staff, and slashing red tape for swift approvals.
A lot of people wonder, if the science is so strong, why the delay? What's standing between Lenacapavir and the people who need it?
Regulation is a maze even after promising trials. Agencies like NICE in England need to review data, weigh costs, and consult stakeholders. Scotland already approved 2 monthly shots, but others are still debating.
And then there's the funding piece. Governments and organizations have to decide if and how they'll pay for widespread rollout.
It's like launching a new iPhone. The tech might be ready, but getting it into everyone's hands is a whole separate challenge.
Let's end with some hope. Becky, if Lenacapavir delivers on its promise, what could the future look like for HIV prevention worldwide?
We're talking about a world where HIV is no longer a daily worry. Instead of constant vigilance, one annual act could free millions from fear and stigma. It's about health, but also empowerment and dignity.
And it brings us closer to the WHO's ambitious goal of ending the HIV epidemic by 2030. That's not just a dream, it's a real, actionable target.
With continued innovation, advocacy, and investment, we could finally see HIV move from a global crisis to a solved challenge. Now that's a future worth fighting for.